We are Gathering of the Geeks. We're a podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one with minimal comic talk. I am one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso of my coach grid, Chris Evans. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing. How are you?
How do you like being the brunt of numerous jokes within the last 10 minutes on Twitter? How's that sound?
It's okay. By the way, no, I was not frantically reading a comic.
Joe was giving you too much credit there. He said you read two. I thought that was fun.
I know. I actually appreciated that.
That's right. That's right.
He tried. He tried.
Yeah. Gathering of the Geeks, it's available on YouTube and wherever you got your podcast. So just search for Gathering of the Geeks, folks, and you will find us right there. What's up, Cookie? What's up, Anthony? How you guys doing on this fine Sunday evening? Chris, you gave me an interesting thought idea when you watched a movie last week in Maxine, which maybe you'll get to eventually. Maybe I'm kind of jumping the shark here a little bit. But you were concerned that maybe there was something wrong with you when versus what everyone else was saying about the movie. And I asked you if you needed to watch the movie again to just kind of get a better understanding of how you felt. At the time, you said you didn't, but I think I think we were talking yesterday on a stream with Zeddy when we were watching Money in the Bank that maybe you did want to watch it again. So kind of my overall question is about the idea of if you don't like something but someone else does and it makes you feel weird, like you're missing something. What is that feeling
It's
like for
pressure.
anything, any kind of medium, like TV shows, comic books, movies? What's that feeling like?
Well, I don't know. I think it's kind of like you watch something, you read something, and you don't like it, but you see all your friends liking it and all the reviews are good. It's like, well, what? Maybe I just missed the point. Like that's how I kind of feel about that I saw the TV Glow thing because it's got so many good reviews. And it's like, what did I miss here?
Mm-hmm.
and in the case of Maxine, we'll talk more about it. But after more friends have seen it, I do feel like okay, we're all on the same page.
Okay.
So it's a little different, but I think mostly it's just when you see so many good reviews, you just kind of feel like you missed the point of it, maybe. Or I know that's how I feel like that I missed the point. Or I think it's also sometimes we watch things and we're not in the proper headspace, we're really not in the mood to watch the thing.
Yep.
And it kind of skews your view on it, you know. I think there's only certain things that are just kind of evergreen that way, where no matter what mood you are, or anything, you will still enjoy it no matter what. And certain things require a bit more focus that you may not have at the time.
That's what's interesting about going to the theater. Is like you book the tickets in advance for a week. I'm like, no matter what happens that day, you have that time slot that you have to go for. So if you're not feeling well or you had a bad day leading up to that, it's like, too bad. Like you have to go see the movie pretty much.
Yeah, and sometimes like I know that's happened before. Like, okay, I've had a long day. I'm already exhausted. I don't really want to go. But a lot of times I feel like, okay, if I don't go tonight, I won't get to it.
Right.
Which is often the case. So there are times where I kind of just force myself, like, okay, I want to go. It's going to be great. You know what I mean? Like Deadpool and Wolverine, I have it at 3 o'clock on Thursday. What is it, in 3 weeks? I don't know how I'm going to feel at 2 o'clock, but I'm going to do the best. That's midday, so we'll see how I'm functioning at that point. Anthony gets me. I feel that way too about things that most people seem to love that I just don't get it. Yeah, it's kind of just a weird thing. Hey Phil, happy Sunday everyone. Wanted to pop in a quick hello before Maxine. Yes, Phil is going to see Maxine. I'm very interested to see what he says about it.
Enjoy, Phil.
Cookie says, I tend to get things overhyped for me. Either Twitter does it or I do it to myself. That too, the overhyping thing is real. I mean, that's happened with a lot of stuff, even recently with things. Like, I think we just watched something recently that we thought was overhyped, didn't we? Or was that just me? Maybe it was just me. Galaxy Quest. I liked it, but I didn't think it was like this Oscar-worthy comedy. But I liked
it. Yeah.
And he says it's the curse of social media. One of the many curses of social media.
Mm-hmm. That
I
was
just
my
thought of that scene
I
in Dracula Den loving it when they try to stop him from going to the castle, and the old woman like, it's fine. Anyway, that's why I don't watch trailers anymore.
Yeah, I had the same kind of thought was when I watched Dune 2 after seeing everyone, break the internet over and basically say that there are no other movies exist other than Dune 2. And I remember watching it. And I still haven't watched it since then, which I really need to really get to. But I felt like I was missing something. I felt like there was something wrong with me in a way. So it's,
For the
it's an
record,
interesting.
I regret nothing about the Scarface comment, and I will double down on it.
Just an interesting idea about watching something that, like, in our group area, like we all like the same things in general, but there's still things that just don't hit for one of us, and if that doesn't happen, it just feels like there's something wrong. Like you didn't watch the same movie, or you didn't see the right thing, or you didn't get the messaging. And that's why I'm a heavy supporter of, like, the first watch of a movie is not the most important watch. I think the second or third watch is the most important because you get more out of it after that.
You do, but I think there's times also the first watch is enough. Like, I don't need to see Madam Web again. Will I probably watch it again? Yeah.
Yeah.
I subscribe to Netflix again, so it's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I might just throw it on. We'll see. But I think it's an interesting idea that, because you do say that, and I think you're right. When it comes to films we've hyped up so much, like I think Furiosa almost fell in that pit for me. I was worried that it would, like, oh, I might not like it as much as everybody else does, but I did.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of those movies that got the internet just went nuts about. Like Dune. I think this year there's only been Furiosa and Dune. That's it.
They've taken over the space.
Anthony's agreeing with Ian about Scarface, I believe. I'm with you there. Now I'm adding his Galaxy Quest slander to my grudge. Just good.
Anthony has a grudge against you? Harsh.
Yeah, I guess because I hate Scarface.
Oh, yes.
That Galaxy Quest is just okay.
Double down on it.
I will double down on it. I'll triple down. Is that a thing? Triple down?
Triple dog down, whatever.
I'll bet the house, Monopoly money, my monocle that I don't have. Joe says not all my streaming services are with commercials. I catch a few once in a while. I don't watch a lot of trailers either. I generally only watch the first one and the teaser, like the first full and the teaser. I didn't like when I went to go see Despicable Me the other night. It had the new Beetlejuice trailer, surprisingly, and I was kind of forced to watch that one because I didn't realize it was new.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, it's the Beetlejuice trailer I've seen. No, it's not. But it was good. Still, it showed nothing, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I still haven't watched the second trailer of that too.
I was planning to avoid it, but it's fine.
Too late.
Yeah, it's okay. I could have just looked at my phone, but I kind of got sucked into it.
Can't look at your phone.
I do.
Peter's on. Nicole Kidman, didn't she tell you not to use your phone?
She doesn't. She just says movies are magic. And we come here for magic. That's what we're doing there.
All right, fair enough. All right, so what'd you get up to this week, Reese? What'd you watch? What'd you watch this week?
Maybe I read something. You don't know. I didn't.
Oh, good. Actually, if you didn't read anything, I'll talk about my read so we can just move onwards from that.
What'd you read?
So I read Public Domain number 6. The new arc for Public Domain came back from Chip Zdarsky, which seems like it's been forever since issue 5 ended. I don't know. I think we were doing a show at that point, so maybe it was like a year ago.
It was a while ago.
I'm just happy I'm happy it's back. I like the idea. I like the metaverse aspect of the story. I like the family aspect of the story, and they're kind of doubling down on, the whole comic book is just all about, about what happens when you create a character and who it belongs to. In the first issue, in this issue of the second arc, the 6th issue, they get into, this guy who is going back to write a comic book character that he created 40 years ago. And now he's being asked by his 2 sons to, like, update the character and change it for the new world. And he's kind of being an old man yelling at clouds, saying people loved it 40 years ago. We don't have to change anything. So it's kind of like the idea of making comic books more accessible for new readers versus the idea of just making it what it was, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Which, if you follow Twitter a little bit about some changes that they make to characters, specifically ones superhero characters, anytime that they change a superhero character in any kind of way, there's always a big uproar about all that. So that's kind of interesting, the idea behind that. So yeah, I'm just glad Public Domain number 6 is back, written and drawn by Chip Zdarsky. And the other one that I read was Absolute Power number 1, kind of the summer launch for DC.
That's what I wanted to read.
Yeah. Written by Mark Waid, drawn by Dan Mora. I obviously haven't been following enough DC Comics because there's a lot that I didn't understand here. Mostly a lot of the Amanda Waller stuff, Justice League stuff. Thankfully, there was some stuff about Failsafe, which I understood most of that because I've been following along with the Batman title. But it was, yeah, I thought this was a good first issue for Absolute Power. I like the idea of it. Chris, we were talking about in our DMs with Nico and Zeddy about the whole big theories that are happening for the Superman movie, James Gunn Superman movie, and the plot behind that. And you mentioned how it sounded a lot like Avengers Twilight. Yeah. Absolute Power number 1 has some of those mixed in as well. Fake superheroes, or how the media covers superheroes and all that kind of stuff. So Absolute Power is pretty interesting that way. It's got every superhero in DC, would seem. So that's kind of cool. But I hope that, there's going to be 600 crossovers. Batman will have an Absolute Power number 1, Superman and will have an Absolute Power number 1. So I don't think I will keep up on those because, like with most events, I just cannot keep up. It's just too much for me. So I hope Absolute Power number 2 doesn't get too far ahead of itself. I hope I can continue to read it as I go because just events are too much. Like there's just too many comics. I can't read regular comics most of the time every week, so I can't keep up with an event. But at the outset, Absolute Power number 1 was, good time. Dan Moore is obviously incredible. It's nice seeing him draw a whole bunch of different characters. Booster Gold, Animal Man, Animal Woman, all of them, all different kinds. And Mark Waid seems to be having I don't want to call it his like resurgence with DC, but it seems like he's got like his teeth and claws into everything DC right now, it would seem. So good stuff. Absolute Power number 1.
I feel like Wade is becoming what they wanted Josh Williams to become, in a way, because like they gave Joshua Williams the keys to the kingdom, and it didn't really work out for whatever reason.
Yeah, it did not.
And I don't even think his stuff was bad. I just don't know if it hit the way that they thought. I think, but I'm definitely in for Absolute Power. I want to read that series. I like what they're doing from what I've heard, and the I think they've released what Batman number 1 looks like, the cover of it, and it's a gigantic Batman.
Yeah, so that Absolute Power. Yeah, so that confuses me. So that Absolute thing, is Absolute Power different than Absolute, like Batman? Like that's what we're talking about. The stuff that's coming out for.
Yeah, I think so. Absolute Power is the store, like the main thing, and then Absolute is going to be the line, from what I understand.
Oh, so something's going to happen at the end of Absolute Power, I assume.
That's what I'm assuming too.
That's going to launch the universe in some way or another.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Scott Snyder's got his hands in most of those Absolute books, I think, at least the Batman one. So that's fun.
Yeah, he's doing the Batman one.
So that's it for my reads this week. Absolute Power number 1, and then Public Domain number 6. So let's get to our watches, Chris. What did you watch this week?
I watched a few things. I did catch Despicable Me 4. Not for me. But then I also saw Maxine and Beverly Hills Cop Axel. Well, I don't know why it's got a. Why is it called Axel F? I don't know.
I don't know.
Why did they just call it Axel Foley or Foley? I don't know. Or Beverly Hills Cop 4.
I
Let's
was gonna
do that.
say, so it seems to me that Beverly Hills Cop is a bigger selling name than Axel Foley.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand why you can just add number 4 to the end of
I
that
don't
and
know.
carry on with your life.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, the title. It's just a title, but it's just kind of weird. Like Axel F.
Hmm.
Did you watch Axel F? No, but I saw Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah, exactly.
I really enjoyed it though. I thought Beverly Hills
Nice.
Cop 4 was a great time. If you're a fan of the other ones,
Hmm.
this fits like right in with them.
Mm.
Eddie Murphy really hasn't skipped a beat here. He feels like it's 80s Eddie Murphy again, which is my favorite Eddie. I
Mm.
think he's probably most people's favorite, unless you're really into Nutty Professor. No judgment. Um, so it's fun though. I like the old school action too. It really feels like an 80s throwback kind of movie, and it
Mm.
brought Judge Reinhold back. And I forget the other actor who plays the other cop. I forget his name, but he's back, and
Hmm.
it's just a good time. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it for I don't know. I think I don't like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I think I put him in the same category as Justin Long.
Mm.
Although I don't want to see harm come to him in movies. Like Justin Long, I actively root for him to get murdered in whatever horror movie he's in. But Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I just don't need him in stuff.
Hmm.
That to me is the difference here. I don't need him in
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he's fine. He's fine.
Hmm.
The movie though, I really had a good time. I would if you're even a small fan of Beverly Hills Cop, I think it's worth watching.
So yeah,
Especially okay.
no, go ahead.
I say legacy sequels are becoming more and more of a thing, and they've become more and more hit and miss.
Hmm.
But I'd say it's one of the good ones.
So is it? It's R rated. Is it R rated?
It's on Netflix. I'm actually not sure if it is.
Mm. Are the older ones R rated?
I believe
Like,
they
is
are.
there,
Yeah,
yeah, like F bombs or whatever?
yeah. I mean, it's Eddie Murphy in the '80s, so you get what you
Sure.
get.
Yeah. Oh,
Plus,
yeah,
they're
and
hyper
that's
violent.
what I was wondering if that's what you meant by the '80s aspect of it. That's the way it felt.
Well, no, it just has kind of that wacky sort of vibe,
Okay.
and the way the story flows, the music, and the action is it's all practical stuff. There's no
Mm.
CGI Eddie Murphy here.
Hmm.
He's in the Detroit Lions jacket doing what he does.
Classic stuff.
Hmm. We got some comments. I don't think anybody in the
Hmm.
comments have seen it though.
Hmm.
Hey, Grabs is here.
There you go.
Hey,
What
Grabs.
up, Caps?
Uh, Anthony watched Maxine twice now. I tend to agree with his criticism, especially when it comes to the third act, but overplayed. But it played overall much better for me a second time with adjusted expectations. Oh, we'll get to that. So, adds list of the divisive third final installments with the Halloween ends and Scream 3, I guess. And they also watched A Quiet Place Day 1, which was amazing. The cat was the MVP. Love the story. Overall, I'm seeing Daddio based on my recommendation. Well, if you don't like it, remember it was Emmet who said he loved it.
Well,
It was not me. I said it was a terrible film. If you
get
don't
the
like
hell
it.
out of here.
If you don't like it. If you like it, it was all me.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Eric was disappointed by Life of Wolverine. You mean the story X Lives, X Deaths of Wolverine, or which book are you talking about? 2 weeks till
That's the name of the
Twisters.
book, I think.
Is that a new one?
Yeah, I think it's a new one for the end of the X-Men.
Oh, okay. I've tuned out. I think this week is the new X Men stuff, so I've just been tuned out. I'll check it out. 2 weeks till Twisters. That is true. Yeah, Eddie Murphy does not age. It's amazing. Counting down the weeks to Return of the King. See, Eric respects the hashtag. I'm trying to think. Deadpool,
he,
Wolverine.
he accepts it and embraces it.
Good man. Good man. Agreed. Legacy films, I think, are starting to lose novelty. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, how many of
Hmm.
these legacy films do we actually will actually work? Like, the Rambo has legacy films. Has anybody seen him? I don't know.
Hmm.
Terminator is full of legacy movies at this point. They're a real mixed bag.
Hmm.
Die Hard, of course, had a lot of them, or not a
Hmm.
lot, but there was two. One was
Two,
cool,
yeah.
one was not.
Hmm.
I think Blade Runner is probably the best legacy sequel.
Is that the one with the longest time in between them too?
Is it? It might be.
I don't know. That's what I was just trying to think.
Yeah, it might be.
1982, I think it was.
Hmm.
82 to 2020. When did it come out? 2020? 2021?
21
2019?
ish.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Ian says Axel F was a good time. Captured the same vibes as original. I love how none of the villains can aim a gun. No, they're like stormtroopers that way.
Hmm.
Then he says I'll be handing out Twister shirts to people leaving the theater. If you feel them, buy them. I was hoping it was going to be a Wolverine life story, but it's too condensed of Wolverine's life. So is it okay? I'll look into that.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so I got the thing here. It's like Logan's life journey in a chronological order for the first time.
Oh,
Wolverine has been mind wiped, manipulated, and given false memories so many times. What is the truth of his long life? So it's like it is some
the
kind of
writer.
telling of his life, but it's written by Jim Zub. No idea.
All right. Well, I still want to check it out.
It's got the old Krakoa like life of Wolverine. It looks like Krakoan writing,
Oh,
so it's not new stuff yet.
well, maybe I'll check it out. Took the
Mm-hmm.
kids to the Inside Out 2. Grabs enjoyed Inside Out 2, and he went to a theater.
Amazing.
I
He'll
also
do
love
anything for
Inside
his kids.
Out. Inside Out 2 is worth going to the movie theater for. I still don't know why we didn't get a Die Hard movie titled Old Habits Die Hard. That's like a perfect title. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Twister's Inside Out 2 come out on the same day in Japan. Going to be a busy day. That's a real contrast there.
Mm-hmm.
Real contrast. I'd like to see the Inside Out characters deal with the tornado.
That's right. Yeah, switch the characters.
Can we get a crossover of some sort? The other thing I watched was Maxine, as we kind of mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't love it. Didn't love it. It's Maxine was one of my most anticipated films this year, and I walked out of it just kind of like, that was it. The ending I've mentioned it before is wild, is one way to put it. It's so out of nowhere, and it makes zero sense. And I understand they want to go for like that 80s thriller slasher thing where nothing needs to make sense. Cool. We're not in the 80s. We are past that. And I think
Mm-hmm.
you should focus more on telling a story than paying homage to different things. Like, I don't think people are clamoring for Dario Argentino Phantom of the Opera homage anywhere. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
wants that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody even likes that
Mm-hmm.
movie, I think. Or not nobody. I'm sure there's fans. I'm sorry. But still, it's not like a popular thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like that's what held Maxine back in a way. They were too busy trying to wink at you, like, hey, you remember this? Hey, you like this movie, right? You're going to love this. And that's basically what it is. Also, I think it's gratuitous for what it is, which
Mm-hmm.
again, they're trying to ape that 80s style. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like when you watch X, it does a much better job of what they're trying to do with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And X also has a bizarre twist at the end with Pearl there, but it
Mm-hmm.
works. The twist in this one to me was just so out of left field, I didn't even care. And I didn't know what I was watching at certain points. This is not a spoiler, but there's a scene where two characters are running through they're running through a studio lot, and it's almost comical. Like it's just missing Looney Tune sound effects, and it's supposed to be a serious thing in this movie, and it's not. It comes off really wrong, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the ending of it is kind of stupid of that part, that particular scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, Chris says style over story for sure. That's all it was. Like they really just got drunk on the idea of style, whereas Pearl and X both they did both. It was a good mix of the two. Whereas this they just didn't care. I don't know.
Hmm.
And it says third act is absurd. Love the actual ending scene though. Disagree with the twist being out of left field. I called it from the beginning. Plus, they set up throughout X with said character, but I won't disagree that was badly handled, executed. Okay, so maybe that's the thing. If it were handled better, I might have been okay with it. But it's handled in a Scooby Doo like fashion.
Hmm.
Like all they were missing was Scooby Doo in the corner, and I guess Shaggy smoking something for
Mm-hmm,
what this
mm-hmm,
movie
mm-hmm.
is. That'd be my guess. But yeah, pretty disappointed, Maxine. I don't care to see it again anytime soon. I will watch it again though, because I do want to see them in order. So like I plan to watch Pearl X and then Maxine. I do want to do
Mm,
that,
mm.
but I don't want to do it tonight, and I don't need to do it tomorrow. I am fully focused on long legs now.
Hmm.
We're now in long legs week as far as I'm
So just for Maxine, based off the trailers, does the trailer sell the movie for what it is?
concerned. uh, yeah, and Anthony's right. I really think this could have been said. I don't think he's wrong.
Hmm.
Now I think Ian is purposely poking me. Hot take: all the X movies are overrated. Did the trailer sell it? No, not really. The
Mm,
trailer sells you like a slick idea, like oh,
mhm,
it's in Hollywood, and the what is the killer called? I can't. The Night Stalker is loose, so it's
mhm,
like oh, okay, that might be cool. That's not what it is. Yeah, it's in
mm,
Hollywood. The Night Stalker is there, but it's not what it is.
mhm,
It's just gratuitous, and
mm,
it's style over substance. The good things I have to say about it, which I make it sound like I hated it. I didn't. There
mhm.
were good things about it. Like Mia Goth's performance is fantastic. Kevin Bacon, I loved. I don't even like Kevin Bacon. I thought he was great in this.
Is he a bad guy? I don't know if
Yes,
it's a
yes.
spoiler or not. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
or
he
just
actually
like
was also in
says.
Beverly Hills Cop, and he was pretty good in that as well. But yeah, Kevin Bacon's great. Some of the set pieces are cool. The
Mhm,
kills are pretty interesting.
mhm,
The music is fun, but the twist just really killed it for me.
mm.
Let's see. Eric says, I hate when the writers and producers rub the references to previous stuff. Yeah, in our faces in a movie. And that's kind of what it was. Like, you like this? Well, look at it here.
Mhm.
Yes, happy Long Legs Week. It is going to be glorious, I think. Hopefully. And it says, roll on 7 p.m. Thursday for Long Legs. I think I got the 9:50. I don't even remember anymore. I'm actually glad they don't lead into Night Stalker. I hate when movies fictionize real life monsters. I don't need Maxine versus him. I would have preferred that over what we got, but that's just me.
Mhm.
And one day, if they ever want to make a movie where like Jack the Ripper was a vampire, I'm in for that too. Because I think that's a cool way to use a fictional monster or
Mhm.
person. That's why we never saw him again. He walked out in the sunlight. Who knew? Who knew?
Would you say you're disappointed that you didn't like it? Because I know you were pretty hyped on it, and you're a big fan of the X and Pearl.
Yes, I am disappointed. I
Mhm,
really wanted to love it because I love the other two, and I didn't. It's
mhm,
the weakest of the three
mm,
for me. For me, anyway.
mhm.
But I'm seeing that opinion of I would say half of the people I've seen that have watched it.
It's divided,
Yeah, it seems like you either think it is the weakest or it is the best. There seems to be
of
no
course.
middle. Yeah, there's no middle. It's one or the other extreme.
Mhm.
So
And you said you
that's
did want to watch them in a row. Do you think that it would be better? Like, do you feel that what are they calling it, the X trilogy, or what do they really call it?
I think it's called the Pearl trilogy.
Is it the Pearl trilogy? So
That's fine.
do you feel the cohesiveness to it like that now after seeing Maxine?
I'm curious if it is if yeah, kind of because I know
Mm-hmm.
Anthony and I have talked about it. There are some stuff and there's some things in X that might make Maxine settle a little bit better,
Hmm.
but I still can't see it fixing it for me. But I'd like to give it a shot like that.
Hmm.
We shall see. Oh, okay, it is called the X trilogy. Ty West wanted to call it X Double X and Triple Studio stopped him because X was releasing first. Okay. That's interesting. I like the titles.
Triple X, the Vin Diesel movie.
Oh yeah, I probably would have got confused with that.
No, what's that
That's
guy's name? Xander
Xander Cage.
something? Xander Gage, that's it.
The villain in that is pretty cool. I like the villain.
Isn't it Samuel L. Jackson?
No, he's like his handler. He's like the M. The villain is played by a Russian guy. I think his name is Martin Kozaks or something. He was cool in the movie. And we mentioned Dario Argentino. His daughter she stars in the movie Asia Argentina.
Perfect.
There you go. It all comes around. Full circle.
It's all coming around.
Did you watch? You haven't watched any Acolyte, right?
Nope.
I actually forgot there was an episode this week, but Ian says Acolyte was pretty mad again. They're really dragging the mystery out, and both sisters continue to flip flop between their motivations. 30-minute episode felt like it was over an hour. I forgot it came out.
Ian, are you upset? And much like I asked Chris if he was upset that didn't like Maxine, are you upset that you're not liking the Acolyte as well?
The only X trilogy is the X-Men trilogy. Now that
I'm there for that.
Is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more than 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would want to end on Last Stand.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I would rather say it's X-Men 1, X-Men 2, and Days of Future Past are the trilogy.
That's correct. That's exactly the trilogy.
Yeah.
That is the true trilogy.
I did see the perfect tweet regarding Maxino. Somebody pointed out the good thing about this trilogy is anyone can make the argument for any of them being the best and any being the worst. Because they're all different genres and depends on your sensibility. Yeah, that's what makes it really so special for me. As weak as Maxine is, it still tells one coherent story, despite each being so different and standalone on their surface. Maybe.
I was just wondering if people for the people that like all 3 movies, do people not would people think that Pearl is the lower one? Because you think it's the best one. I think Pearl, yeah. Cookie thinks it's the best one as well. And from what I've seen, is Pearl is one of the most widely raved ones of the 3.
Pearl is just a different beast, though. In general, like it's I don't know of another horror movie to even compare it to.
I would agree with that.
She's a star.
Yeah.
And she's married.
Mm-hmm.
I just started replaying that. But also, I think it's one of the reasons Pearl works so well is because they really let Mia Goth off the leash, you could say.
Well, she did that though, right? Like, did she write Pearl?
I don't know. I think she had a hand in it.
I thought she was like writing it, or like they were producing it while they were working on X. I read that somewhere.
It seems like a personal project for her,
right?
But I also feel like anytime they let her do Mia Goth, it just works out. Like Infinity Pool, she's fantastic in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So she wrote and developed Pearl and Maxine with Ty West.
There you go.
Credit as co-writer. Okay. Ian says about Acolyte, it's a shame. I want to love all Star Wars. I think the thing that hurts me the most is all the negativity it's caused. There's nonsensical crap, but even genuine fans don't like it. Much like Maxine.
I just wonder if there'll ever be a Star Wars anything that'll be wildly praised again.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my watches. I don't think I had time to watch anything else.
I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah. This week was stupid.
That's
like we had, it was Canada Day here on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't do anything. And then I watched Raw and I watched House of the Dragon. And then on Tuesday, we recorded our interview with the Geeks Talk.
Was that this Tuesday?
Yeah, that was this past Tuesday.
Okay.
So we did that. And then I can't remember what I did on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I went to the city for something. And then Friday, it was busy with work. And then yesterday was busy with work and we watched Money in the Bank. So like I didn't hardly had any time to do anything. I had to look before we started our show. I had to go open all my streaming apps and look at what I recently watched.
Are you not using the Letterboxd account?
Well, I haven't watched any movies. I knew I didn't watch any movies and I haven't been updating it with the TV shows. Oh. So I had to go back and try and remember what I watched. So aside from House of the Dragon, which if you want to know my thoughts, you can listen to the last show. I won't talk about House of the Dragon anymore. But I finished watching season 3 of The Bear. I think when the last time we talked about it, I had 3 episodes left, 3 or 4. It was something like that. I thought the season was great. Specifically, even the last episode, I think there's a lot of special episodes. The Jamie Lee Curtis episode is incredible. There's another episode called Napkins about a single soul character going through a journey, which was incredible. I love the show. I continually will always love the show. It's got that binge watch aspect to it, or like Netflix, where they just dump it on you. I don't like that sometimes. I wish I could have enjoyed the show a little bit. I wish it was a weekly show. It's tough because it's sometimes they're shorter episodes, so it just feels like the show came and gone because I wanted to watch it so quickly. It's kind of the double-edged sword of wanting to watch the show so badly, but then wishing that it was a weekly show that came out every Sunday or Tuesday or whatever, and I got to enjoy it a little bit more.
I really prefer the weekly drops. Like I know we had a blast with Interview with the Vampire, and I think that carries on if you do as long as we're all into the weekly shows, it works and it's fun.
Yeah.
As opposed to, okay, well, I just watched it all last night, and
Yeah, and like you can't help yourself either. Like I could totally just watch an episode, wait 3 days, 4 days, and then watch another one. So it's more or less it's kind of on me a little bit too. But like just appointment TV is something that can't be it is something. Appointment TV is something. Like looking forward to something, and you and Cookie staying up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to watch Interview with the Vampire. Like, as crazy and stupid as that is still something. Like that show, it was so good, and it came out in a certain release period where it made you want to do that. And you mentioned it'd be so interesting if they dropped Interview with the Vampire all 8 episodes 8 weeks ago. Like that's such a strange thought to think about. Like even for podcasting purposes, like if we wanted to do a show about the Bear, you could break it up, but that'd be kind of a weird thing to do, or you could just talk about it all at once, which is also a weird thing to do. So I wish the Bear was a weekly show. It doesn't change the fact that it's an incredible show, but it changes it for me that I just want the show more. I wish there was more of the show, and if it was a weekly show, then we would have got 8 weeks of it instead of I watched it in a week and a half. And now I can't wait for season 4, but season 4 won't be until sometime in next year possibly, and then I'll watch that in a week and a half and it'll be done with. So it's kind of a give and take.
Do you think that having it weekly, you don't digest it the same way you do if it's the drop? Because I feel like weekly you digest it better. Because I know when I binge something, I don't retain a lot of memory of what happened before because it just bleeds together, and I missed events. Like I know it happened. I can't tell you how though, or maybe I don't remember it at all. It just kind of varies.
One of the interesting things is you can watch the show, say like you watch 2 o'clock in the morning Interview with the Vampire, but then 3 days later you can watch it again.
That day later, but yeah,
or the day later. And I feel like with binge shows, you don't do that. You just watch one right after another, one after another. But if you like, see, even like House of the Dragon or something that's out this past Sunday, and maybe you want to get a refresher before the new episode, well, you just watch the previous episode, and then you're into there is more. If you have more time in between each episode, there is more time to think about it. There's more time to digest about it. There's more time to talk about it with friends. And yeah, I could totally see there being, changing viewpoints or something like that, just based on time in between episodes, or being able to watch the episodes, more than once before the next one even comes out.
Ian says The Bear is my fave show of the year, but you haven't
Agreed.
watched Interview with the Vampire yet.
I would agree with that as well.
Oh. Cookie says Napkins was my favorite episode. I'm guessing Napkins is sad.
Sad and happy.
Okay.
Mhm.
Grab says the bear is so stressful. Me and my wife can't watch it. Maybe stressful isn't the right word.
Oh no, you're right. It's very stressful.
Is it?
Oh yes,
Anthony
very
says the bear
stressful.
was phenomenal, but this was my least favorite season. I've seen a lot of people say that.
I have as well, and they can have the like. It's tough. Like there's it's like that's like saying Return of the King is my least favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies. Like there's Fellowship and there's Two Towers. Like what are you supposed to do? That's my thought with it. I would agree that the third season is my
The
least
weakest.
favorite, but I don't think it's any less quality than the previous two at all.
Zeddy's replying to Cookie Neen here. The premiere napkins were the best episodes, in my opinion. I was overall pretty underwhelmed, though. I felt like it wasn't as engaging or fast paced as the first two seasons. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with that at all.
Okay.
I find it very fast paced, especially with Carmi and his new menu. Literally, the idea is fast paced, where he has a new menu every single night. Engaging. I think there's characters like the character in Napkins, like the Jamie Lee Curtis episode, like the very first episode of this season that are incredibly engaging. And then the season finale, where we get some very deep character moments that are incredibly engaging. So I don't agree with that at all. Yeah.
There. Cookie says if I binge, I forget parts of it in a week. Yeah, I
Yep.
do the same thing, and then I like, well, I could just rewatch it, but I probably won't. I might Google it or just hope they do a recap in one of the later episodes.
Yeah. At certain points, I look forward to the last time on. Like, I
Yeah,
need
you
that
kind of
last
need
time
it.
on sometimes.
Eric agrees with me. Watching shows weekly, I'm able to digest it and comprehend it better, and also discuss it better with people. Yeah, a
Hmm.
binge, it's hard. Like, hey, did you see episode 17? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't remember it though.
Yep.
Like the Batman Cape Crusader is going to drop all at once, and it's 8 episodes. I
Hmm.
will retain no knowledge, but I'll probably rewatch that.
Hmm.
Versus Rings of Power, which will be weekly, and I know you and
Yep.
I are looking very much forward to that,
Oh
and
yes.
partially because it's weekly.
Yeah, I would agree.
Gravity is a blatant misplacement of your lack of self control.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's nothing that forces you to watch everything in one sitting.
Nope.
So Grabs is kind of right.
No, I agreed, and I said that, but the problem is that the show's too good. Like watching if I like I watching an episode saying, "Oh, that was incredible," and I can't watch the next one. Like it's a weird give and take between the both of them, and I
Mhm.
wish they would take it out of my hands. That's what I
Yeah.
wish.
Also sometimes the show is like all at once, I don't watch all of it because I get
Mm,
overwhelmed. Like that Zorro show on Prime, I really
yeah.
like it, but I know it's all there and it's overwhelming to me.
Hmm.
It's not a self control issue. It's a motivational issue, I
Yeah.
suppose. I don't know what you call it. Um, Anthony prefers binging. Most people do now. I think it's become a thing. Eric says the drawback with watching it weekly with some of the new shows is that certain episodes don't make sense until you've seen the whole thing. So hard to judge individual episodes sometimes. That I kind of agree with too, because the way shows are built now, they're built for you to get to the aha moment
Right.
when you're just trying to watch a show.
Hmm.
Like I feel like Moon Knight was sort of like that in a way.
We kept waiting for an aha moment. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
and they felt like they were stringing us along there, and then we just got
Hmm.
kaiju's. Not mad about it, just saying.
Hmm.
Um, Anthony can't wait for Rings of Power either. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. I didn't even see the newest trailer because I just want to consume it all at once.
I was thinking about that today. That it comes out the end of August, so I'm going to try and plan my season one rewatch at a certain time, so I can just
I have
slide
to.
right into season two.
I'm gonna do the same because even though we watched it weekly, it was what 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Because I watched a couple of Shutter movies, In a Violent Nature and Arcadian. I found Violent Nature stupid. Arcadian with Cade was pretty original though. Recommend that one. Are those Is In a Violent Nature on Shutter, Ian? I know Arcadian is now. You just reminded me. I wanted to watch that. That's another reason why I'm still paying for AMC Plus. I want to see Arcadian. Grab says I generally have time to watch one episode a night of a show we're watching. However, if my wife says interesting at the end of an episode, there's a chance we watch two. So is that the sign of approval? Interesting.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Like, yeah, I watch another one. That was interesting.
Interesting.
That's how we got into Ghosts.
Oh yeah, that's
That was
right.
funny. Let's watch another.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll see what these wild ghosts are up to.
That's fun.
Is The Bear something you see yourself rewatching though?
See, that's the other thing I was thinking about. Like, I'd love to rewatch season 1 again,
Mm-hmm.
because that one feels like it was so far away. Season 2 is, like Grab mentioned, the stressful aspect of it. Season 2 is even more stressful, I think, than season 1. So that's an interesting thought. But I'd love to be able to watch it again, like I do, or I have done with Breaking Bad, or Sopranos, or Mad Men. But I do wonder about that stressful nature of it. Like, because there's literal episodes where it doesn't stop. Like, there's an episode in season 1, I think it's 27 minutes long. It's all one shot, and all they're doing is yelling at each other.
I don't know if I
So
would like that.
it's a tough one. Like, I kept waiting for, like, I didn't know anything about the episode when it aired. Like, I didn't read anything about it. And then when it was happening, I'm like, okay, is this going to slow down at any point? Like, are they ever going to stop yelling and screaming at each other? And they never did, of course. But yeah, so it's going to be an interesting, test when it's all said and done, if this is a show that is rewatchable. Because I think there's certain episodes in season 3 that are very rewatchable. The first episode, Napkins, very, very rewatchable.
Cookie watches it pretty often. Some episodes I skip though because it's too much yelling.
Mm-hmm.
I hear too much yelling, and it reminds me of the Adam Sandler movie Uncut Gems. That was kind of like a critical darling. That movie is just yelling for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and I had enough of it after the first like 20 minutes.
Right. There are some aspects of that in The Bear, for sure. Basically between two characters that just yell at each other nonstop.
Gotcha.
But there are other moments too where, calmer moments.
Tender moments between the
Tender.
yelling.
Very nice, tender. It's a good word to use.
I learn a new word every day.
Yeah, tender is one of those words.
Yes. I try. Don't get me started on Adam Sandler. Anthony hates Adam Sandler, and
Really?
I respect that. I don't understand it, but I respect it.
All of Adam Sandler, like every
All of
movie
Adam
he's
Sandler.
ever been in?
Yes.
Holy.
He finds him completely intolerable.
I wouldn't agree with that.
I would
Like,
not.
there's some Big Daddy, classic.
Ian also hates
Holy
Adam Sandler.
cow.
What the hell, guys? Billy Madison, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Gilmore, Spanglish, even if you're not into the Sandman, Spanglish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, not every movie.
Oh, okay, Anthony.
He shouts everything and calls it acting. In some countries, it is.
I don't think he calls it acting. I think
No.
he's just happy collecting the paycheck.
This is how you don't win. That is correct. I like Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, Click. Okay, so I was gonna say the calmer stuff, but Happy Gilmore is not calm.
I haven't seen Click before.
It's something.
Mm-hmm. That's the time stopping one, right? Time traveling or whatever with the remote control.
I like it, but it's a different thing. It's very it's very sad, actually.
Nice.
Hits you in the feels, as they say.
The feels.
The feels. That's another thing I learned from the kids. Like any other actor, I like some of Sandler's stuff and not others.
I didn't watch anything else. That's it. One thing now that we're done Interview with the Vampire, I'll have a little more time. After the show tonight, I'm going to catch up on The Boys. And then there's something else I have to watch too for TV, but I can't remember what it is.
For some reason, I thought the finale was 2 weeks ago.
For Interview?
Yeah.
No, wasn't it just...
I don't think it was this week.
Wasn't it the 30th?
Was it? I don't know. It feels like it was really long ago now. I think because I've read so many interviews now that it's all out.
Let's see.
And they're talking. There's so much like hype for season 3 amongst fans. It's like it feels like years ago, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, our last episode. Our last episode came out on last Wednesday. So
I have no sense of time.
Yeah, it's only been a week. Come on, help me out here.
I don't know. I don't know where this week has gone then.
Last week has been a year.
I don't know what to do with myself.
But
Yeah,
that's the other thing. So that's
I
off
missed
of
it.
our plate now, the record and the watch. So
If
got to
they,
find something else to do now.
well, other than waiting, I suppose. Now I'm just looking at fan cast, and everybody just casting these wild ideas. Like, what are you doing? Like Michelle
Hmm.
Pfeiffer is not going to come to an AMC show.
Who is she going to be?
Lestat's mother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be
it's
creepy.
actually a really good fan
But you
cast.
told me that's weird.
Well, if it was a movie, it'd be a great idea.
Hmm.
But
Hey, Jamie Lee Curtis is in TV shows. Michelle Pfeiffer,
she
is
also
she on the
makes
same
yogurt
level?
commercials. No offense to Jamie Lee Curtis. Activia is famous because of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh,
Also,
fair
I
enough.
hear it is a great source of fiber. So there's that.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, good probiotic. I get it.
That's what I've heard. I have not tried it myself.
I've never had a single Activia in my life, so I know my grandma used to eat it. That's what I know.
She probably watched Jamie Lee Curtis commercials.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what it is. He doesn't watch The Boys yesterday. I want some nice superheroes in the show. Why are they all so messed up?
It's the world they live in, I suppose. That corporate world.
That dirty corporate world.
Dirty corporations.
It's good for your gut, so says an Oscar winner.
Well, then I gotta have some.
You got to trust the Oscar winner. She knows.
Gotta trust the Oscar winner. She knows everything about gut health.
Yeah. They paid her enough. She might as well.
I never understood this gut health. What gut health? Why does your gut have to be healthy?
I mean, why do you not want a healthy gut? I don't know.
Well, like are there things to make my arms healthy? Like
Yeah.
where's the probiotic yogurt for my arms?
Well, I mean, your arm is not I don't know.
Yes. Every
I
time
think
anyone
it's a
says
question for
gut health.
Grabs. He's into the health stuff.
Oh, he's the work it out guy. Yeah, that's right.
Grabs, explain gut health to us.
Gut health. What is gut health? Like regular? Like that's the thing with the probiotics, but I don't know.
Anyway, this is what happens some weekends. See? There you go.
That they do.
That they do.
I heard
a rumor.
All right, so Chris, you're watching Long Legs this week. Anything else you're looking forward to?
All I care about is Long Legs. I am insanely excited for Long Legs. It actually overtook my Maxine excitement, so let's hope this one works out better. Really, this month is just the road to Deadpool and Wolverine for me, but Long Legs is a solid stop on that road. If we were doing like a world tour kind of thing.
It's gonna be too scary, man.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Ugh.
Like they haven't even shown Nicolas Cage in the movie yet, which I think is a great sign.
Oh, and like the trailers and stuff?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be Nicolas Cage with like long hair. But they're gonna treat him like this monster, and it's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Same. It's a Nick Cage film, so the marketing is special for me to say that it is going to be scary. They're saying horror fans shouldn't even see it alone. It's so terrifying. Allegedly, we'll see.
What are we thinking? Gore or like
no one knows.
Tense. No one knows what the hell it is.
But I mean, they say it about every horror movie. Like Scream is gonna make you not want to stay home alone by yourself, even though you're 40. I don't know. Abigail is gonna make you terrified of little blonde kids. Madam Web is gonna make you scared of spiders. Who knows? They're just putting stuff out there. It's like a fugazi.
You like that fugazi, eh?
Yeah, I do like that word. Yeah.
It's
a good time. Home Alone will want you to stay home alone. Yeah, it does kind of because it looks fun. Almost murdering the robbers.
Yeah, just setting up some good fun to maim people with. Yeah.
Paint can to the face won't kill him, but it sure will rattle his brain a little bit. Looks like a 70s version of Silence of the Lambs with satanic cult instead of cannibals. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it is.
Oh, there's cannibals. Yeah, no thanks.
No, instead of cannibals.
Oh, instead of cannibals.
Yeah, it's a cult thing. And it's got Micah Monroe in it, and she was in It Follows. So that's like a...
Oh, yeah.
It's got a good cast, I think. We'll see though. But that's really all I'm looking forward to this weekend. I do want to read the new X-Men books. This week is From the Ashes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like not real new. But
no,
like...
it's the new stuff. It's the post. These are the first. It's the post Krakoan launch. That's what this is.
Oh, like what is it? The Uncanny X-Men and
Uncanny X-Men. I forgot what the other one's called.
Yeah, X-Men #1. I see. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd like to read at least
go.
one of those. There's a Jed McKay, a Gail Simone.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who's writing the third.
Yeah, Jed McKay's on X-Men.
I'm in for the McKay one because he doesn't miss.
Mm-hmm. Gail Simone's got she's doing a couple of Superman or Action Comics books.
Oh, she had to know that.
Little mini. I think she's doing 3 of them, and they start next week as well. So
nice.
Good jumping on point for some people for Action Comics as well.
Sure. Anything you're looking forward to this week other than watching perhaps?
Yeah, I don't think so. We're going to see Despicable Me 4 this week. I'm going to catch up on the boys. I don't think there's anything new for TV shows that I want to watch. Not that I can recall. So I've been meaning to watch, like, Grabs DM me the other day. We were talking about Jeff Lemire. He was talking about season 3 of Sweet Tooth. I'm like, oh man, I haven't finished season 2 yet.
I forgot it's there.
Yeah, so I got to really get back to that, finish that up. I think, I got to do a lot of cleanup work is what I have to do. And I keep meaning to watch Fury Road as well, just for good old time's sake.
Shits and giggles.
Yep. So not too much. Not too much for me. All right, Chris, let's get the hell out of here. Where can people find you talking about said things?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at thatchris70. You could also follow the podcast I do with my buddies Phil Walsh and Anthony Caruso over at DC Unlimited Pod. We talk a lot of DC stuff. And I would love it if you'd follow this show at G of the Geeks on Twitter. Emmet is better with the rest of the plugs, so he will take over.
You can follow me on Twitter at Emmet Davis7. Gathering of the Geeks. It's available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Just got to search for Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us. Like we had mentioned, our last episode of Interview with the Geeks was posted last week, wrapping up the season finale, the entire season 2, and then a look ahead to season 3 of Interview with the Vampire. So make sure you guys check that out. Maybe give us a little bit of like, subscribe, download, all of those good things. Thanks, Grabs, Anthony, Cookie, Eric, Ian, Zedward, Phil jumped in for a hot minute. Joe as well. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching on this fine Sunday evening. And saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
End of session.